It finally happened. 2.5 years after the NHL awarded its 32nd franchise to Seattle, and a year after the team unveiled its nickname, the Kraken have acquired their first group of players. With help from local celebrities Marshawn Lynch, Payton, Macklemore, and an octopus named Licorice. Seriously, the Kraken on Wednesday night selected 30 players in a made-for-TV expansion draft event that was equal parts amusing and, well, cringeworthy.
Who is going to be a new member of the Kraken and disappoint some Avalanche fans?
Oh, man, we took Jonas Dinskali.
Jonas Donskoy.
That's what we got.
So who are these Seattle-bound castoffs from across the NHL? And what kind of squad are the Kraken trying to build in an attempt to someday catch up to the Vegas Golden Knights, the hugely successful club founded under similar circumstances in 2017? Sit back, relax, and meet the Kraken. Before we get this video cracking, just wanted to tell you guys to hit that subscribe button for us. We're on our way to 100,000 subscribers and we need your help to do it. Now back to the video. The Kraken's 30-man roster, which features 15 forwards, a whopping 12 defensemen, and 3 goalies, is probably best described as suspiciously nondescript. The only players selected who might qualify as household names are now former Calgary Flames defenseman Mark Giordano and now former New York Islanders forward Jordan Eberle. Giordano won the Norris Trophy for top D-man in 2018-2019. He's a little over the hill now, but he's still a highly effective player. Eberle, meanwhile, is a solid contributor, though his name recognition is mainly nostalgic as the World Junior hero.
Tavares backhand towards the goal, loose puck, Eberle scores! Tie game! Can you believe it?
Now, it's not as if the Kraken weren't presented with the opportunity to draft a handful of marquee names. They just chose not to. Future Hall of Famer Carey Price, 40-goal man Vladimir Tarasenko, and 3-zone threat Gabriel Landeskog were there for the taking, and they were seriously considered by Kraken general manager Ron Francis. Instead of Price, though, Seattle's pick from Montreal was unproven blue liner Cale Fleury. Instead of Tarasenko from St. Louis, it was underutilized defenseman Vince Dunn. And instead of Landeskog from Colorado, it was versatile winger Jonas Donskoy. The Kraken opted for inexpensive talent with upside over the big marketable splash. And that's a theme throughout the roster, really, with players like Toronto's Jared McCann, Tampa Bay's Yanni Gourde, Winnipeg's Mason Appleton, and Florida's Chris Driedger taken in large part due to untapped potential. The Kraken, it appears, have adopted the Golden Knights model of identifying the hidden gem or misfit on each team in the expansion draft, hoping a change of scenery and additional ice time boost productivity. Other notable selections include Adam Larson and Jamie Oleksiak, well-established NHLers who, along with Giordano and Dunn, should make up a respectable top 4 on the back end. There's also defensive-minded forwards like Calle Jarnkrok and Brandon Tanev, goalie Vitek Vanecek, who's fresh off an impressive rookie season, and value bets such as Carson Soucy and Jeremy Lauzon on defense, and Colin Blackwell up front. Again, there's a thriftiness to the Kraken's roster, an analytical bent, if you will. From there, have you heard of Carson Twarynski or Gavin Bayreuther?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Don't worry, those are 2 obscure names to even the most hardcore of hockey fans. In fact, there are roughly 10 players who fit into a category of Kraken picks who are either too green to cast judgment on yet or are, quite frankly, completely random in the grand scheme of the NHL universe. Like, sure, Cole Lind could pop off in Seattle, I guess. So why, when gift-wrapped a bunch of experienced, fully developed players, would Seattle reach into the bargain bin? Cap space, baby. Cap space, which can be a weapon in the modern NHL. After the draft, Seattle has over $30 million in available cap space for the 2021-2022 season, as of time of writing. The team can use the money as a way to acquire assets in exchange for another team's trash, or it can put together an attractive package to reel in a superstar who's on the trade block, aka Jack Eichel, or sign a headlining free agent like Carolina's Dougie Hamilton or St. Louis's Jaden Schwartz, or perhaps both. Keep in mind, too, that financial flexibility is especially valuable right now. With the upper limit stuck at $81.5 million, for at least a couple of years while the league tries to recoup revenue lost during the pandemic. It's safe to say Francis is the envy of the 31 other GMs. He has freedom in a time period in which his peers are pulling their hair out. Francis has plenty of options between now and the start of the season in October. He can be as aggressive or conservative as he likes, and the smart money is on him building the Kraken through a long-term lens. Francis was fired by his old team, the Carolina Hurricanes, for taking too long to build a winner. Plus, of all the head coaches he could have hired, he went with Dave Hackstall, who's done his best work with young players. The Kraken own the second overall pick in the July 23rd NHL entry draft. They'll net a building block, perhaps the highly touted Matthew Beniers. The 2022 and 2023 drafts are expected to be stacked with talent, with multiple franchise players in each class. So if Seattle is competitive but nothing special out of the gate here, there's prizes waiting. Don't forget, Seattle is a mature hockey market. They already have a rabid fan base. There's a beautiful new downtown facility called Climate Pledge Arena to show off. The ownership group, which is led by billionaire David Bonderman and Hollywood's Jeremy Bruckheimer, knows how to entertain and engage. As an aside, those Kraken jerseys are chef's kiss. While the roster may be underwhelming after the expansion draft, that doesn't mean this team is doomed in year one. That's a reality a lot of people ignore when looking back on the Golden Knights and their improbable run to the Stanley Cup Final as a brand new club. The original Vegas squad saw huge jumps in performance from picks like Jonathan Marchessault, William Karlsson, and Nate Schmidt, as well as players acquired in expansion draft-related trades like Shea Theodore, Alex Tuch, and Riley Smith. Basically, everything went Vegas' way in that inaugural year. They weren't supposed to be cup contenders, they are quite literally the best expansion franchise in sports history. So the bar is high for the Kraken, impossibly high even. And beyond potential first captain Giordano, starting goalie Drieger, and a few others, the Kraken are at the moment pretty nondescript. Defensive leaning, but kind of boring. But perhaps the expansion draft is merely step one in a complicated master plan. And hey, as a team entering the woeful Pacific Division this fall, Seattle might actually make the playoffs in year one anyway. At any rate, thanks for finally releasing the Kraken, Seattle. This should be fun.